Hey everybody, welcome to class today. Today is going to be a nearly 90-minute level 3 backbending, hip opening and balance class. So we get into a bunch of arm balances here. We've got flying pigeon, we've got flying lizard, we've got crow pose, and then we've got a bunch of inversions. So we get into pincher, handstand, and then options to take scorpion in all of those poses, and just a lot of strength building work. So fun times. If you enjoy these classes, please remember to like and subscribe and tell a friend. And if you've got comments or feedback, I love hearing from you. Please let me know in the comments section below. One of my favorite comments so far is these are fiery, or no, heavenly classes from hell. That is one of my favorite comments so far. So if you've got good names for these videos, please let me know because they always make me laugh. We are going to get started right away in a plank pose. So anything you want to do to warm up your wrists, please go and do that, because we're going to be planking for about 5 minutes or so at the start. I warned you. Starting in your high plank pose, bring your wrists underneath your shoulders or slightly in front. Engage through your legs, lift up through your hips, but not so much that you're in a pyramid shape. Draw your shoulders down your back body, engage your lats. Your neck is relaxed, but your face isn't falling towards the floor. And start to engage your Ujjayi Pranayama here. In through the nose, out through the nose, with a slight constriction to the back of the throat. We're going to take 5 more breaths here. Maybe take a slight shake of the head. No. Yes. Release any tension through the jaw. Remind yourself why you showed up today. One more breath. From here, try and keep your hips as steady as you can. You're going to take your right forearm down and then your left forearm down. So now your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Nothing else has changed in the body. We're still in a plank pose. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Your palms can face each other. They can face up or they can face down, but try not to interlock your hands. Really draw those elbows back towards the toes and energetically push some part of your hand down into the floor. Dropping the knees is always an option here. You've got one more breath. And then we're going to start to walk the feet in towards the elbows, coming into our dolphin pose. Still early here, so bend the knees as much as you need to lengthen through the spine. Take this opportunity to let the head be heavy. Shake it yes, shake it no. Release the jaw. Make sure you're not gripping your teeth. We've got 2 more breaths. You might need to step your feet back a little bit for this, depending on the length of your arms. You're going to look forward. As you inhale, you're going to shift forward. See if you can tap your nose beyond your thumbs. And then as you exhale, come back into your dolphin. You can certainly interlace your fingers here for this one. We're going to do 19 more. Take a break if you need to. Drop your knees if you need to. You'll probably have to keep readjusting your elbows underneath your shoulders. Ten more. Last two. Separate your palms if you brought them together. Walk yourself back into your forearm plank, and then slowly with control lower the hips, Sphinx pose. Keep drawing the elbows back towards the rib cage. Gently press the pubic bone down into the floor, and think of lengthening the tailbone away from the backs of the rib cage. Grow tall through your spine. Your gaze is down between your thumbs, so I don't want you jutting your chin forward and cranking in through your neck. But you're trying to create space between your shoulders and your ears. This is a really active pose here, so no sloppy sphinx. And take 2 more breaths here. From here, you're going to keep the sphinx in your upper body. You're going to tuck under your toes. Engage your abs, engage your thighs. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift your thighs up. And then as you inhale, you're just going to tap your pelvis down. Keep your abs engaged. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, bring it down. So what I'm not doing is I'm not just letting my pelvis dump into the floor. This is the control that we want to have in the body when we come into our back bends. So I'm engaging through my front body to help to control the amount of back bend that I have in my back and where it comes from. I'm reaching my sternum forward through the gateway of my arms, and I'm just tapping my thighs and my pelvis to the floor. We're going to do 4 more. These should be quite difficult. And you shouldn't feel any compression or strain or pinching in the lower back. We've got 1 more. Come into your forearm plank. Angle the right forearm in as much as you need to shift weight onto it, and we're going to come into our baby Vashisthasana. Left hip will stack on top of the right. You can stagger the feet or drop the bottom knee if you need to. Your elbow is underneath your shoulder. Take 1 more breath here. And then as you exhale, we're just taking it to the other side. So take that left forearm down, shift to the outside of the left foot, and set up your Vashisthasana on the second side. One more. From here, you're going to plant your right hand. We're going to come all the way to our full Vashisthasana on the right. So plant the right hand, shift all the way to the outside edge of the right foot. Make any adjustments you need to. Settle in for 5 breaths here. Take 1 more inhale. As you exhale, that left hand's going to come down, shift to the outside edge of the left foot. Vashisthasana, second side. Come back into your high plank pose. You're going to step your right foot forward so your knee's under your hip, and then your left foot forward. We're in a bear pose. Right foot back, left foot back, left foot forward, right foot forward, left foot back, right foot back. You're going to match this to a breath pattern that works for you. Your upper body's not moving, so you're moving from your legs, bringing your knees forward and your leg forward, not shifting your shoulders back to meet your knees. We do 3 more with each leg leading. Last one here. From here, you're going to come into your downward facing dog. Keep your arms where they are. As you inhale, you're going to bend your knees to hover. So now we're in that same bear position, except we're shifted back, loading into the legs. Make sure that you're not dropping your head through your arms. Your arms are in line with your ears. Your quads should be starting to burn a bit by now. Take one more inhale. Exhale, come back into your dog. Inhale, come into this extended bear. Exhale, come into your dog. We're just going to do 3 more. You're going to come down into that hover, shift yourself forward, roll over the toes, come into your tabletop position. As you inhale, come into your cow belly breath, draw the sternum forward, heels of the hands towards the knees. And then as you exhale, press the floor away, create space in your spine. Inhale, cow belly breath. Exhale into your cat. One more. Find a neutral spine. You're going to keep your neutral spine. The movement is from the hip. Take an inhale. As you exhale, sole of the right foot comes towards the sky, but I'm not dropping my belly to the floor. I'm moving from my hip. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, donkey kick. Inhale, tap it down. We've got 8 more. If you want to make this harder, reach the left arm forward. If your left arm's lifted, you're going to take it off to the left, capital T. Now as you exhale, we're coming into our fire hydrant. So the right knee moves to the right. Inhale, bring it back under the hip. Exhale, take it out. Inhale, bring it in. You want both of your hips facing evenly towards the floor and both of your shoulders. So try not to shift your weight and dump into that left hip. Obviously, your weight is in your left leg, but you're engaging your glute to control. Got 4 more. Bring that knee under the hips, set the left hand down if you lifted it. Other side, as you exhale, donkey kick with that left leg. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, donkey kick. Inhale, tap it down. Reach that right arm forward if you want to. Two more here. Take the right arm out to the right. Fire hydrants for 10. Set it down, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck under the toes, take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift the knees to hover. We're back in that bear pose. We're going to add a cat-cow here. So as you inhale, drop the belly, keep the knees hovering. It's a smaller movement. And then as you exhale, tuck and round, keep the knees the same distance from the floor. Inhale, baby cow belly breath. Exhale, baby cat. 2 more. This time, hold your cat. Straighten out your knees, neutralize your spine. Walk it out into a downward dog. Look towards the top of your mat. You're going to shift forward into a high plank pose. I bet you thought we were going somewhere different. Sorry, we're still on our hands. We're going to come into our chaturanga. Lower your knees if you need to. You're going to inhale, shift forward, lower halfway down. We're going to hold. Walk your toes up. Make sure that your elbows are pretty much as much over your wrists as you can, and your shoulders aren't dropping forward. So I don't want your chest and your shoulders lower than your elbows. Everything is like a plank. Create space between your ears and your shoulders. Engage your thighs and take 3 more breaths. Lower all the way down onto the belly. Untuck the toes. Keep the hands under the shoulders for baby cobra. As you inhale, press into the feet, lengthen the lower back, and then think of someone pulling you from a string from your sternum towards the front of the mat and up a little bit. So it's not a huge movement. Exhale, lower down. As you inhale, broaden your collarbones. It's like I have my fingertips at the front of your shoulders and I'm just peeling your chest away from the mat. Exhale, bring it down. We've got 3 more here. If you're doing this right, you should really feel this mostly in your upper back. Glutes are engaged but not gripping. We've got 1 more and we're going to hold it at the top here. So take an inhale. As you exhale, hands are going to shoot off to a capital T. Inhale, you're going to sweep them around like a snow angel. Tap the thumbs in front of you. Exhale, sweep the hands back, capital T. Inhale, reach them in front of you. Keep pressing the feet down into the floor. Lengthen through the neck, no tension. We're going to do 4 more here. Last one. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Take an inhale, tuck the toes. As you exhale, we're coming back to chaturanga. We're going to hold for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Press all the way back up to your high plank. Downward facing dog. Look towards the top of your mat. You're going to take baby steps all the way to the backs of your wrists. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips on the shins, lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, forward fold. If you can, bring the backs of the hands to the mat. Once again, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, so you can get the backs of the hands to the mat. A little bit of a stretch for the wrists. 1 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Take a generous bend in the knees. Start to roll up the length of your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Try saying that really fast 10 times. Surya A. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. As you exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, step, walk or float, chaturanga. Listen carefully. Inhale to your plank. Option for a second chaturanga. Inhale, your transition, up dog, baby cobra, or plank. If you're coming into up dog, it's in the upper back, not the lower back. Exhale, press the floor away, downward dog. Step, walk or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step, walk or float, chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, your transition. Exhale, downward dog. Step, walk or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. We've got 3 more rounds. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa. Step, walk or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa. Step, walk or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Last round. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa. Inhale, sweep the right leg up in your downward dog. As you exhale, shift forward, tap right knee to the right arm. Keep your plank as you inhale, send that right leg back, single leg plank. Exhale, bring the knee to the arm. Don't shift your body back to the knee. Inhale, single leg plank. We've got 4 more. Hold it up at the elbow. Inhale, see if you can bring that knee to the wrist. Elbow. Inhale, wrist. Exhale, elbow. 4 more. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Come into your lizard lunge. Take an inhale, see if you can reach the sternum forward. As you exhale, straighten out that front leg, pyramid variation. Inhale, lizard lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Just 3 more here. Come back into your lizard. Option to stay here, option to walk the hands forward, or if it's available to you, you can start to come down to the forearms. For this version, we will be here again. I want you to try and keep your toes facing as forward as you can. So that might mean you can't come down as far. I want you to keep your whole foot flat to the floor. And I don't want you to twist your torso towards that right leg. You can add a little bit of a forward and backwards movement here if you want to. Getting some ankle mobility. We're going to meet in a forearm plank. So if your forearms are not on the floor here, you're going to step back to a plank and then make your way down to your forearms. Otherwise, you're going to ground down through both forearms, step that right foot all the way back. And we're in our forearm plank. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to do the same thing we just did in plank. Right knee comes up to the shoulder. Inhale, single leg plank. Exhale, right knee up. Inhale, single leg plank. 4 more. You're going to set it down. We're going to plant the right hand and then the left hand back into our plank. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog plank or baby cobra. Exhale, back to your chaturanga. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, shift forward, knee to the arm. Inhale, single leg plank. Exhale, knee to arm. 4 more. We're going to hold it up there. Inhale, tap the wrist. Exhale, elbow. Inhale, wrist. Exhale, elbow. 4 more. Step the foot to the outside of the hand, lizard lunge. Take an inhale, come up onto the fingertips. And then as you exhale, send the hips back. Pyramid. Inhale, lizard. Exhale, pyramid. 3 more. From here, you're going to come down into your pyramid. Option to stay on the fingertips. Maybe you're just walking the fingertips forward. Maybe you're on forearms or blocks. Once again, the whole right foot is planted on the floor and your toes are mostly facing forward. So they can turn out a bit, but not as much as you would normally in a lizard. And you're going to try and get even weight to the best of your ability onto both of your forearms. Once again, we're going to make our way into forearm plank. So however you got there on the other side, you're going to get there on this side. You're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, left knee towards the left arm. Inhale, single leg plank. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, single leg plank. 4 more. Set that foot down. Left hand plant. Right hand plant. Inhale into your chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale. Come into your up dog, cobra or plank. Exhale, back to your chaturanga. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards the top of your mat. Step, walk, float, fly, handstand, whatever you want. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Chair pose. I'm sweating so much, and we've only been here for 24 minutes. Whew. Fun times ahead. Make sure you can see your toes. Your feet can be apart as long as your knees are apart. Your weight is in your heels, but your toes are down. Your spine is neutral, so I'm not pressing my chest forward and flaring my ribs, but I'm not tucking and rounding my spine. So it's like I'm standing up, but someone's got a bar and they just whacked me in the hip creases and sent my hips back. And then I'm reaching my arms out of my rib cage. So think of your arms starting here in your rib cage, and you're reaching from that point, gathering length so you don't just bunch your shoulders up into your ears. That killed a few breaths. We've got 4 more. You're going to lower your hands down in line with your shoulders. Take an inhale. Shift weight into the left foot as you exhale, single leg chair. Notice that my body tried to shift over to the left. Yours might have too. Try and get your shoulders back in the midline. Send weight back evenly through the hips and make sure that that left knee hasn't collapsed into the midline. Again, this is a really hard pose, and if you do it well, you're going to build a lot of strength. Keep drawing that right knee actively in towards the chest. Sink lower into that left knee. Take 3 more breaths. Set the right foot down. Shift weight into the right foot. Try not to just tilt your body over like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. As much as you can, keep your body still and just lift that left leg off. Actively draw the knee in towards the chest. Send the hips back. Even weight through the right foot. Take a smile. 4 more breaths. I have one of my good followers who says my heavenly classes from hell. Welcome to hell. Set the left foot down. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, take it through your vinyasa. You can do a double chaturanga. You can take whatever you want here. Step your right foot forward. Crescent lunge. Inhale. As you exhale, open up. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel down. Option for a single leg vinyasa. This is going to be our Surya B. Step the left leg forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, vinyasa flow through. Step, walk, or float to the top. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, chair. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa. With those single leg chairs, just because we move fast, don't lose your form. Right leg steps. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, vinyasa. Left leg sets. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, Vira 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, vinyasa. Step, walk, or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, chair. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa. Right leg, inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, vinyasa. Left leg steps. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, excuse me, vinyasa. Step, walk, or float. Inhale, lengthen. We've got 2 more rounds. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, right knee. Inhale, chair. Exhale, left. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, your vinyasa. Right leg steps. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, Vira two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, vinyasa. Left leg, inhale, crescent. Exhale, Vira two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, vinyasa. Step, walk, or float. Inhale, lengthen. Last round. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, right knee. Inhale, chair. Exhale, left knee. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, vinyasa. Right leg steps. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, vinyasa. Left leg. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, vinyasa. We're going to meet in downward dog. Take an inhale here. Keep your hips neutral. As you exhale, engage the glute. You're going to float the right leg. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, float. Inhale, tap it down. If you want to make this harder, you can float that left hand or come up onto the left fingertips. Try and keep your hips square to the floor. We've got 6 more. Set the left hand down. If you lifted it, set the right foot down. We'll take it to the other side. Take an inhale. As you exhale, from the glute and the hamstring, left leg lifts. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, set it down. Option to float that right hand. So if you change this context, this is what we need to get up into our arm balances and our handstands. Our back body is what is going to lift us and help us get extension. We've got 3 more. Set the left foot down, right hand down, shift forward into plank. Take an inhale. As you exhale, right foot lifts. Don't dump into the belly. Inhale, take it down. Exhale, right foot lifts. Inhale, take it down. We've got 8 more. Option to float that left hand if you can keep the body pretty much square to the floor. One more. Set everything down. Left side, take an inhale. As you exhale from the glutes, lift the left leg. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Option to reach that right hand. 8 more. Set it down. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, shift forward, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. All the way down to the belly. Reach those hands out in front of you. The feet are going to stay down again. Your palms are going to face down. I hope you can hear me. Take an inhale. As you exhale, draw the lower belly away from the floor. See if you can lift your upper body and your arms. Don't leave your head behind, but don't crank your neck forward. So your gaze is just in front of your mat. Inhale, slow lower down. As you exhale, don't bunch your shoulders. See if you can lift the backs of your hands, the back of your head up towards the sky. Inhale, bring it down. If you're anything like me, exhale, lift up. It's a very humbling move. You don't go very far. Inhale, bring it down, but it's great for your posture. We're going to do 4 more. Last one, we're going to hold it up there. Keep drawing the lower belly away from the floor. Keep relaxing the neck out of the ears, out of the shoulders rather. Keep pressing the feet down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to cactus the arms. See if you can lift a little higher. Inhale, reach it out. See if you can keep that new height. Exhale, cactus, lift a bit. Inhale, reach it out. We've got 6 more. One more. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck under the toes. Inhale. As you exhale, press up, plank pose. Neutralize the spine, downward facing dog. Look towards the top of the mat. You're going to step, walk, or float to Malasana, yogi squat. Your heels can be lifted here if you need to, or you could roll something up underneath your heels. Feet are as wide as you need them to be, but try not to take your legs super wide. If you need to turn your feet out on an angle, that's totally fine. Try and get height here through the spine. Sink the hips low. Your elbows can be to the insides of your knees, but I don't want them pressing your knees open. So if I take my elbows away, I'm using my glutes to get that same amount of range of movement. I'm just giving my arms a break because it's hard to talk and keep your arms working at the same time. We're going to take 5 more breaths here. If you can, you're either going to reach your hands out in front of you, or if the mobility is available to you, you're going to reach your hands up to the sky. Keep those knees facing in line with the second and third toes. 3 more deep breaths. You're going to towel yourself off if you're as sweaty as me. And then we're going to come into crow pose. You could, of course, stay here. Otherwise, you're going to hop the inner edges of your feet together. Knees stay wide. You're going to snuggle your arms to the insides of your knees. Pin your knees into the outsides of your arms. Tense your fingers a little bit. Shift forward, 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 forward. And then like we did in our downward dog, think of that back body lifting you up here. And you could just be playing with lifting one foot and then the other foot. Make sure your palms aren't completely flat here. You're dynamic through your hands. You're pressing the floor away. If you wanted to, you could play with some little push-ups here, bending the elbows, lowering your face. And then as you exhale, straightening out through the elbows. Inhales, you'll bend and lower. Exhales, you straighten. Wherever you are, we've got 3 more breaths. Yogi's choice. We're going to take a vinyasa. You can step, float, walk back, however you want to get there. We'll meet in downward dog. Look towards the top of your mat, step, walk, or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're going to get off the hands for a bit. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. As you exhale, shift weight into the left foot, draw the right knee into the chest. Hands come to wherever is good for you. Don't send your shoulders back. They're above your hips. We're not water skiing. Inhale. As you exhale, keep your hips pointing forward. Open your right leg out to the side. It's like an open tree. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, open it out. Inhale, bring it in. 3 more. We're going to hold it out there. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to see if you can straighten that right knee. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, straighten it out. Inhale, bring it in. It might not straighten all the way, and that's fine. This is a kind of a weird position for our legs. We've got 2 more, unless you're a dancer, in which case external rotation is your best friend. You're going to bring the sole of that right foot to the upper inner left thigh, calf, or down to the floor, just not over the knee. Standing tree pose. You can hold this here statically. If you want to add a balance challenge, you can take your gaze up towards the sky. You could close your eyes, or you could add a swaying tree here, taking a little bit of a side bend, opening up through the side bodies. Wherever you're going though, make sure you keep opening the right knee to the back of the room without twisting your pelvis with it. If you're not already, you're going to come back to center. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to come forward into a warrior 3. We're going to do the same movement with our legs. So you're going to keep that knee bent. So this is going to be tricky because now we're in a different orientation. You can take your hands to your hips if you need to. Take an inhale. As you exhale, hips face the ground, but your right knee is going to open out to the right side of your mat. Try not to open your rib cage with it. Inhale. Bring it back to neutral. So if you think back to when we were on all fours, this is the same movement as your fire hydrant. Got 1 more. Inhale, straighten that leg, warrior 3. As you exhale, come down into your standing splits. You're going to inhale, keep a neutral hip, tap those right toes to the floor. And then as you exhale, like you did in your down dog, use your glutes to lift you up. Option to make this harder by taking both hands around that left ankle. We're just going to do 3 more here. You could stay here. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to play with your handstand. Once again, you're not flattening your palms. You're gripping at the mat. Shift your shoulders over your wrist, and then you're using that back body strength that we've been working of that right leg to help to kick you up. And then you're thinking of, not watching me because I'm doing a bad job, you're thinking of lengthening the back of your rib cage away from your tailbone. So like we did on the floor in our cobras, and you're pressing your pubic bone down and lengthening that space in your lower back. Now we're doing it upside down. And it's way harder. Float that left leg down if you lifted it. Inhale, halfway lift in your standing splits. As you exhale, step that right foot back into a runner's lunge. Heel toe the left foot over to the left. This time we are going to turn those left toes out, and you have the option to roll to the outside edge of the left foot, but don't just drop into the ankle. So it's like you've got a ski boot and that whole lower leg moves. Option to stay on the hands or come down onto your forearms. And I encourage you to do what you don't normally do. So if when you come into lizard, you always roll to the outside of the foot, try and keep the foot down. It's going to work in different places. From here, once again, we're going to make our way into a forearm plank. So you're either just going to step that left foot back, or from your plank, you'll make your way down. And then we're going to lower ourselves all the way down to the floor. Take your fingers off to the sides of your mat. Elbows are bent, fingertips on the mat, cupcake hands. Inhale, peel the chest up, wide arm cobra. As you exhale, drop the right shoulder to the left. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder, look over to the right. Inhale, come through center. Do 4 more on each side. Once again, thinking about lengthening that space between the rib cage and the lower part of your spine. Obviously, I'm not an idiot. I know that that space is actually contracting, but you're trying not to just dump into it. Is what I'm trying to get at. You're trying to bring that bend into your whole spine. 1 more each side. Inhale, peel that chest up. Exhale, you're going to bring your forehead down. Make a little pillow with your hands. Take your knees wide. Heels are going to actively press together, so engage your inner thighs. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press the pubic bone down. See if you can lift the knees, maybe the thighs in your little froggy press. Inhale, slow, bring it down. Exhale, the movement comes from my glutes and my hamstrings, not my lower back. Inhale, bring it down. We've got 8 more here. Draw the heels towards your butt. Draw the heels towards each other. One more. Release those feet back behind you. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press the floor away. High plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into your plank. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Look towards the top of the mat. Step, walk, or float. As always, we hope I remember all of that. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring yourself all the way to standing. As you exhale, shift weight into the right foot. Bring the left knee into the chest. Take your hands wherever you want them to go. Take an inhale. Hips face forward as you exhale. Use the external rotators of your hip to open the knee to the side. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, where your back pocket would be, those muscles are working. Inhale, bring it in. 3 more. Keep that knee out to the side. Take an inhale. As you exhale, extend the left knee. Inhale to bend it. Exhale, quads. Inhale, hamstrings. 3 more. Bring that left foot up onto the right leg for your standing tree pose. And you can feel free to take whatever variation you took on the other side, or you can try something different. You take one more cycle of breath. Come back to center, take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to neutralize through that hip, and we're going to come into our warrior three, but keep that left knee bent. Take an inhale. You can take your hands to your hips here if it helps. As you exhale, you're going to open that left knee to the left like a fire hydrant. Inhale, bring it back into this donkey kick warrior three. Exhale, you'll open it out. Inhale, you'll bring it in. We've got three more. So that is way harder. Last one. Send that left leg back behind you. Take an inhale, warrior three. And then as you exhale, forward fold, standing splits. Inhale, tap those left toes to the floor. Exhale, glutes lifted up. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, toes face the floor the whole time. Three more. If you want to make this harder, both hands around that right ankle. Feel free to hang out here in your standing splits. Otherwise, try your handstand kicking off the other leg. You'll find that one side is probably harder than the other. No. If you kicked up, you're going to come back to your standing splits. Step that left leg all the way to the back of the mat, runner's lunge. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, heel toe that right foot all the way over to the right. And come down into your lizard. You can turn those toes out. Same options as the last side. Once again, we're going to make our way down into our forearm plank. We're not coming to the belly this time. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bend the right knee. Inhale, tap it to the floor. Exhale, donkey kick. Inhale, tap. Exhale, donkey kick. You've got 8 more. Set the right foot down. Bend the left knee. Inhale, tap. Exhale, donkey kick. Inhale, tap. Exhale, donkey kick. 8 more. Grab in hamstring. Ouch. Set it down. You're going to walk yourself all the way forward into a dolphin pose. Certainly feel free to hit pause here for a second if you need to take a child's pose and take a break. Otherwise, we're going to make our way into dolphin pose. Opposite hand to opposite elbow is going to be the distance that you want your elbows to be. Hands are definitely not interlaced. Palms are facing down. Shoulders over the wrists. And it's the same as your handstand. You're engaging through your back body. You're shifting forward and then pressing away from the floor. I'm doing a terrible job of demonstrating today. And that's okay. Into Mayurasana. Don't worry, we will be doing this again with an option for scorpion. You're slowly going to lower back down into your forearm plank when you're ready. Now lower the hips down, coming into your Sphinx pose. You're going to take an inhale here, press the pubic bone down, lengthen the neck. As you exhale, curl the right heel into the glute, hamstring curl. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, curl left heel in. Inhale, down. We're just going to do 2 more on each side. Now, provided that this feels okay on your lower back, if it doesn't, you're going to drop it all the way to the belly and take a quad stretch there. Otherwise, you're going to angle your left hand in, bend your right knee, right hand comes back, thumb to the sky, grab the inside edge of your foot, and then see if you can rotate your fingers all the way towards the top of the mat. Mostly this is about the shoulder stretch, so I don't want you reaching back to crank into your knee or your lower back and give you pain. If it does, bring it down to the floor, or you can come back to that cobra that we did before with the wide arms to stretch through the shoulder. Otherwise, this is Ardha Bakasana. Not my favorite pose. You're slowly going to release, and then we're going to take it to the other side. So reestablish your strong sphinx. Right forearm angles in, left leg bends, hitch your ride back with that left hand, spin the fingertips towards the front of the room. I feel like I'm going to get a cramp on this side. And then slow release. Make your way back into your Sphinx pose. Engage through the legs, engage through the belly. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press up into your forearm plank. You're just going to shift forward and backwards on the toes. Getting a little bit of work in the shoulders, but mostly just giving the back a moment to neutralize. And then you're going to go right palm, left palm plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep that right leg all the way up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, come into your crescent lunge. And then as you exhale, open up, warrior two. We're going to hold it. Sink as low as you can into that front leg. You might have to walk it forward so that your shin is perpendicular with the floor. Make sure you can see your right big toes, and then lengthen between your rib cage and your pelvis without dumping into your lower back. See if you can open up the left rib cage to the back of the mat without letting that right knee come in. There's lots of opposition here. Then we're going to come into our side angle pose, right hand down either to the inside or the outside of the right foot, or you could bring forearm to thigh. You have the option to stay here, otherwise left hand can come behind the back for the half bind, or the right hand can come underneath the right thigh. You could either reach fingertip to fingertip behind the back, or you could grab a little handy dandy arm extender and use a strap or a towel. Don't take the bind if it causes you to collapse, and don't use the bind to just crank open your shoulders. So it's a light grip. You're going to slow release your bind, straighten through the front leg as you come all the way up. Reverse your triangle as you inhale. And then as you exhale, shift that right hip back, lengthen out through the torso. Just come halfway. Unlock that right leg. Option to stay, otherwise up level, reach that right hand forward. Maybe left hand forward, power triangle. Could certainly just come into your normal triangle here if you prefer. Inhale, reverse your triangle. As you exhale, you're going to plant that left hand. We're going to step all the way into our wild thing. So that right foot is going to step behind you. Inhale, open the chest to the sky. You could also just take it to a side plank, maybe floating that right leg behind you if that felt better for you. Everybody's going to make their way to a side plank. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, take it through your vinyasa. Left leg steps forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. As you exhale, open up, warrior two, second side, set yourself up and settle in. Flip your front palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. And then as you exhale, come down to your side angle. Option once again to take your half bind or to take your full bind. Release your bind, reverse your triangle as you inhale. As you exhale, send that left hip crease back. You can shorten your stance if you need to. Option for your regular triangle or coming into your power triangle. Keep spiraling that right rib cage open, especially if you're in your power triangle. Inhale, you're going to reverse your triangle. And then as you exhale, you're going to cartwheel that right hand down to the floor. Left foot is going to either step to your side plank or bring it all the way over for your wild thing. Those left toes are really light. You're pressing out of that right hand and lifting through the back side of the body to get yourself into this pose. Wherever you are, slowly you're going to make your way back into your side plank. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, take it through your vinyasa. Look to the top of the mat, step, walk, or float. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, drop the hands in line with the shoulders. Take an inhale. As you exhale, right knee to chest. Keep everything the same. Inhale. As you exhale, that right foot is just going to come behind you in a donkey kick. Inhale, draw the knee to chest. Exhale, send it back. We've got 8 more. You can take your hands to your hips here if you need to help yourself stay stable. Set the right foot down, take an inhale. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale here. Exhale, donkey kick in your single leg chair. Inhale to chest. Exhale back. Inhale to chest. 8 more. Inhale into your chair pose. Exhale, that right knee is going to come back into the chest. You're going to come back into that donkey kick. You're going to reach your right hand back. So now we're in this weird semi-chair dancer situation. You're going to straighten out that right leg. Fingertips find the right foot. You're going to hinge forward at the hips. Use your glutes and your hamstrings to lift that right foot up. So if I take my hand away, I've got the same amount of back bend. Natrajasana, dancer's pose. From here, we're going to come into a figure 4. I should have said this before, but have your towel ready if you need it for your arm balances. So you're going to come into your figure 4 chair, Ekapada Agni Stambhasana. You can certainly hang out here, otherwise, flying pigeon. You will bring the backs of your arms to that front shin. Bring your hands down underneath your shoulders like chaturanga arms. Make a shelf with the back of your arms. Hook your right feet. Blah, 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 blah. Hook your right foot to the back of your left tricep. Shift yourself forward. Engage your left hamstring. Draw your heel into your glute. Maybe you stay. Otherwise, as you exhale, see if you can extend that left leg back behind you. So if you think about all the work we've done in downward dog, all the leg lifting and planks and stuff, this is all the same thing, except now we're in a much harder position. Slowly bring it back in. You're going to hop it forward into your figure 4 chair. Release that right foot down. Inhale into your chair. Exhale, left knee to chest. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, donkey kick with that left foot. That left hand is going to sweep back. So we're in this single leg chair, weird Natrajasana situation. You're going to start to straighten that right leg. Hinge forward at the hips. Maybe the fingertips graze the heel. And see if you can use your glutes and hamstrings to lift that leg higher. Slowly, you're going to bring that left leg back through into that single leg chair. Cross the left ankle over the bottom of the right knee. Ekapada Agni Stambhasana. Just a really cool set of words to say, if I'm honest. You can stay here. Otherwise, this time your left toes will hook around the back of your right tricep. Everything else is the same. Shift yourself forward. Right hamstring curl. And then engage the right glutes. See if you can bring yourself back. Ooh, this side's harder. Bring yourself back into your figure 4 chair. Release your legs. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Big inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, your vinyasa. Take it back into your downward facing dog. Okie dokie. From your downward facing dog, we're going to make our way into our dolphin pose. So make sure you've got some space around you. I'm actually going to move my mat back a little bit. We're going to come down into our dolphin pose. We're going to take pincher again with the option for scorpion. So when you come into scorpion, think about when we were in our half frog pose and we were doing those hamstring curls to bring the heel towards your head. It's going to be the same thing, except we're going to be upside down, okay? So forearms are parallel. Bring yourself into your dolphin pose. You're going to walk your toes up. You might stay here. You might hang out with leg lifts. Otherwise, you're going to bring yourself up into your pincher. Feel free to stay here. Otherwise, lengthen out of the lower back. Bend the knees. So don't do anything with the back yet. Bend the knees. Then think of sending the sternum through the gateway of the arms like you do in Sphinx. And think of bringing those toes to the back of the head. Hamstring curl, thoracic extension. Hamstring curl, thoracic extension. Keep pressing the floor away. Don't sink into your shoulders. When you're done, come out through pincher. And then we'll all come back down into a forearm plank to neutralize. And then we're going to go left palm, right palm, plank pose, chaturanga, plank. Whew. Downward facing dog. You're going to step your right foot forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Option for the half bind, you could stay. Option, for the full bind, you could stay. Otherwise, left foot steps up next to the right. Shift the weight into the left foot. Draw the right knee into the right armpit like we did with those plank moves. And then press into the left foot. Come up. Bird of paradise. If you can do it keeping the length in your spine, you can straighten that right leg. You're going to slow hinge at the hips, bring that right foot down, step that left foot all the way back into your side angle, release the arms. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, triangle pose, look forward, bend the right knee, come up, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Fingertips can be on the floor or a block or balance challenge. Make sure you're not locking your right knee. Right hand could come to the heart. If you wanted to add Chapasana here, you certainly could. From here, we're going to come into our warrior three. So square your hips and chest to the floor. Take an inhale. As you exhale, standing split. Once again, option to stay. Otherwise, you're going to have two chances to do this. We're going to come into handstand. You could add your scorpion here. It's the same thing. You're bending from your knees and you're sending your sternum forward. Oopsies. Oh, we're walking all over the place. That was a terrible demonstration. I hope that no one was watching that. But you're bending your knees and you're extending your sternum forward and your upper back forward to get that length. Feel free to keep playing when you're ready. You're going to float your right leg down, step your left leg towards the back of the mat. We're coming into another arm balance, so grab your towel if you need it. We're going to make our way into, it's either called flying squirrel or flying lizard. It depends on where you're at. So we're going to start by coming into your lizard pose. You can stop anywhere along the line here. So you're going to lift your hips up a little bit and scoot your right shoulder as far underneath your right leg as you can. I can foresee disaster in my future because I'm just going to slide. Then you're going to heel toe your right foot to the center of the mat. This is the really hard bit. You've got to shift forward and try and draw your right foot in towards your chest, hook it around your right arm, and then see if you can lift your back leg. Mine is not particularly pretty. I blame the fact that I have short arms. If you wanted to, you could bend that left leg and add a little bit of a back bend here. Getting out of it is just as pretty as getting in. And once again, hope that nobody was watching my exit. Get out however you can. It doesn't matter, and no one's watching you. And when you're ready, you're going to step back with or without a vinyasa to downward dog. Left leg will step forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. Option for half bind. Option for full bind. You could stay or look towards the top of the mat. Step the right foot up. Take an inhale. Draw the left knee into the shoulder as you exhale. Ground down through the right foot. Don't just drag that left leg up there. You're actively using your hip flexor to get it up. Option to extend the left leg if it's there for you. Slowly, you're going to bring that left foot back down to the floor. Step the right foot back. Release your binds. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, come forward, triangle pose. Take a little bend in that left knee. step forward, Ardha Chandrasana, option to float the hand, option to take Chapasana here if you wanted to. From here, you're going to square your hips and your chest to the floor, coming into your warrior three. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, standing splits. Once again, option to stay. You could come back to your pincher and practice your scorpion there. Otherwise, another chance to practice your scorpion in handstand, or of course, just take your regular handstand. Let's sag it. Nope, not happening. Let it go. When you're ready, left foot will come down, right foot will step back. We're coming into our lizard lunge. Once again, if you need a towel, grab it. It will come to the back of your left arm for whatever worth it's worth. You're going to come into your lizard. Send your hips back a little bit so that you can get your left shoulder underneath the arm, and then heel toe that left foot to the midline. I have a towel on top of my mat, so I would not suggest that for this pose because it makes it infinitely harder. Shift forward into your chaturanga arms. See if you can lift that left foot off the mat and then lift that right foot off the mat. As much as you can, even off your hips to the floor. And then slowly, very ungracefully, make your way out. And then when you're ready, you're going to make your way through a vinyasa. Or not. You can just come to downward dog. That's also fine. From here, we're going to shift ourselves forward and lower all the way down onto the floor. It would be negligent of me after all this work not to add in a bow pose. So you're going to keep your feet hips distance apart, knees hips distance apart. Bring your forehead down to start. Reach your hands back behind you. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to peel off your chest first. So keep your legs down, peel off your chest. This is how much extension you have here. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, see if you can donkey kick with both legs up to the sky. This is technically your bow pose. If you can curl your heels in towards your feet more, maybe your fingertips can graze your ankles, but this is naturally how much extension you have in your spine, and this is safe, and this is great. Does it look like it should go on Instagram? Probably not. Does it mean that you'll be able to practice for the next 10 years instead of 2? Probably. I know what I would choose. It's also way harder. You take 2 more breaths. And then slow, lower down. Take a nice deep inhale here. Open mouth, exhale. Bring your right arm into a cactus, left hand as if you were going to come into cobra. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press the floor away with your left hand. Get a nice stretch in through the front of that right shoulder. And then we're going to switch it out. Left hand to a cactus. Press the floor away with the right hand. Come back to center. From here, we're going to do nothing fancy. We're just going to roll over onto our backs. Grab a little drink of water. Okay. You're going to bend your knees. as if you're going to come into bridge. Oh, hello, yes. I laid down on the floor. It's very exciting. As if you're going to come into bridge, except you're not going to come into bridge. Your spine is in neutral, so you've got that natural curve in your lower back. Your hands are behind your head, but they're not yanking on your chin. They're just lightly supporting your head. Take an inhale, elbows stay wide. As you exhale, your rib cage slides towards your pelvis as you come up into a crunch. Inhale, slow lower down. Exhale, shorten the distance between your pelvis and your rib cage. Inhale, slow lower down. So my chin is not leading. I'm not jutting my chin to my chest, to the sky, but I'm not jamming my chin in towards my chest. My chin is in neutral. My head is heavy in my hands, and the work is coming from my abdominals. You could stay here. Otherwise, now your lower back will come into the floor as you float your legs to tabletop. It's the same movement. Elbows are wide. This looks really simple, but if you do this well, this is actually really, really effective. Once again, you could stay here. Otherwise, as you inhale, you're going to dip your right toes to the mat. Don't let the ribs flare or the lower back arch. And then as you exhale, bring it back to tabletop, knee over hip. Inhale, dip the left toes. Nothing else changes. Lower the head. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, dip right. Exhale it up. Inhale, dip left. Exhale, bring it up. So see if you can lift more of your upper back off the floor. So instead of thinking of just like jamming your neck forward, see if you can think of peeling more of your upper spine, more of your shoulder blades off the floor. We're going to do 3 more on each side. Set your left foot down, cross your right ankle over your left knee, come into a figure 4. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, without shortening through the right side of your waist or dropping that right hip down towards the floor, you're going to come up into a figure 4 bridge. You could stay here. You could float your hands overhead to make this harder, or we can come into pulses. As you inhale, you'll lower the hips. As you exhale, you lift. I only want you to add the movement if you're not shortening and crunching through your waist every time you do it. If you want to make this harder still, you can come up onto the toes of that left leg and give yourself a calf cramp when you come up. We've got 4 more. And you're going to bring it down, and then you're just going to switch out the legs. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come up into that bridge, set yourself up. If you want to add those little dips, we're going for 10. Option to add that heel raise as well if you wanted to. From here, you're going to bring your legs up to the sky. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bring your upper body up into a crunch. Take an inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, you're going to lower your legs only as far down as you can control it. So lower back stays on the floor, ribs stay knitted. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to start to crisscross your legs. If you want to, you can start to go lower, but again, it's only as far as you can control it. Honestly, if you can stay up here and still get the work, I mean, kudos to you. It means you don't have to work so hard, or you don't have to put in so much effort. You know, going all the way down here, but doing it with really shitty form, it's not going to help you. It's just going to hurt you. So stay at your level. And take 4 more breaths. You're going to bring those legs up the wall. Again, you're going to bring your left leg to hover. You're going to reach your hands up and around that right leg. Little bit of a hamstring calf. So a hamstring calf? A hamstring stretch. So I'm not yanking my leg towards me. I'm just using my hands there to help me stay up. You can take a point and a flex in your foot. If you want to make this harder on your abs, you can take those hands away and reach them back behind you or behind your head. And then we'll stretch it out, switch it out. Right leg comes to hover. Hands can come behind the left calf, or they can stay behind the head. Draw those knees in towards the chest. You're going to take your favorite spinal twist. I'm going to cross my left ankle over my right knee and then let my legs fall to the right. If that doesn't feel good for you, find something that does. Wherever you're going, keep the opposite shoulder down on the floor. And then bring it back through center. You're going to switch it up. Bring it back into center. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Grab the outside edges of the feet. Happy baby pose. And sway from side to side. You can work with straightening one leg and then the other. Your lower back is wide and on the floor. Starting to release control of your breath. And then when you're ready, give your knees one final hug in towards the chest. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And then a big open mouth exhale. Release into your Savasana, your final resting position, whatever that looks like for you. And one more time, take a nice deep big inhale through the nose. And exhale any last bits of tension. Feel yourself here, heavy and supported on the mat. Staying here for as long as you have time for, taking a moment of gratitude for your body and all the amazing things that it does for you. And then a moment of gratitude for one other thing in your life. As always, stay here as long as what serves you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Today, as you go forward, may you have clarity in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and energy in your heart. Namaste.